Hey y'all, happy Wednesday evening. Just a couple of things that I wanted to get into with y'all before I record my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap, y'all. Some housewife tings and some not so housewife tings. First of all, Salt Lake City. Season finale is tonight. So I'm excited. I might even watch it live. Although I love watching on Peacock because there's no commercials or any of that. But I'm excited to see it live. I'm gonna try to stay awake for it. Speaking of Salt Lake City, have y'all watched Selling Salt Lake? Because I wanted to watch that and get into it when it was first advertised, but I keep forgetting about it. Y'all let me know. All right. Well, speaking of Salt Lake City, let's get into some things, y'all. Robert Jr. has some things to say about his mama's castmates. So let's get into it. This is from Mr. Housewives. Robert Jr. tweeted a couple of days, put on his story, I believe a couple of days ago. By the way, all these sluts, by the way, all these sluts on RHWOSLC, I guess Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, are not people to look up to. Besides my lovely mother, just because they are rich in quotes doesn't mean they're good people. Let's read that again, shall we? By the way, all these sluts on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City are not people to look up to. Besides my lovely mother, just because they are rich doesn't mean they're good people. The next slide. Sorry for the rant. He says sorry for the rant, y'all. So yeah, I guess Robert Jr. has some stuff to get off his chest, y'all. He said they are sluts from the 90s, like Portia told Kenya. No, not sluts from the 90s, but he said that they are sluts, but then he apologized for the rant. Not sure where that came from. I hope Robert Jr. is doing okay and Mary is doing okay as well. Y'all, when I saw that, I'm not gonna lie, my mouth dropped and I cackled for a minute. Then I was like, oh my gosh, Robert, like, what's going on? But he did say sorry for the rant. I wonder if he like heard some things that maybe some of the housewives may have allegedly said about him, or if he saw his mom in an argument with someone, like what triggered that response, I wonder. But moving on, I'm looking forward to Salt Lake tonight. Speaking of Salt Lake City, now this is according to page 6. We just talked about Jen Shah, a couple of weeks ago, about her sentence being reduced. Let's get into this new news. Jen Shah's prison sentence reduced again. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City alum will be home before Thanksgiving 2026. Jen Shah will be celebrating Thanksgiving 2026 at home with her family. Page 6 can exclusively reveal. The incarcerated Real Housewives of Salt Lake City alum is now set to be released from Bryan Federal Prison Camp in Texas on November 3rd, 2026, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons Inmate Database. I wonder, do they have somebody on their team that just goes through the famous uh inmates, like goes through the federal bureaus of prisons and look up famous inmates and their information? Because this marks the third time her sentence has been reduced. Jen Shah is in there getting them people in shape, them amazing abs, and they said, "Girl, we gonna cut some time down." In July 2022, the 51-year-old pleaded guilty to defrauding thousands of people, including the elderly and vulnerable, via a decade-long nationwide telemarketing scheme. Shah, who had initially pleaded not guilty, apologized for her actions and admitted to the crimes in court. When asked what she did, the ex-Bravo celebrity responded, wire fraud, offering services with little to no value. We used interstate telephones and emails. I know many of the purchasers were over the age of 55. I am sorry. So we know she did that. She also confessed she knew it was wrong and illegal. So at that time, um, she was sentenced to January of 2023, she was sentenced to 6.5 years behind bars. However, that March, her sentence was lessened by 1 year. Uh, I have spoken with now this, it was lessened at that time by a year in March of 2023. I I have spoken with my client, Jen Shah, over the phone this week. She is doing well and remains committed to making her victims whole, her rep told People at the time. She has initiated payments toward her 6.5 million restitution, and we hope to have her home as soon as possible so that she may resume life with her family and work, putting this chapter of her life behind her. By June 2023, the married mother of two had completed an anger management course. Through journaling, homework, audio lessons, and the 2-hour weekly group sessions, class, I have learned more about what anger is, where it comes from, and healthy ways to respond. That was the second time. In October 2024, the former reality personality sentence was slashed again by 8 months. While serving the time, she launched a fitness class, like I said, called Shamazing Abs, which helped her lose 15 pounds. She's also made friends, including fellow fraudster Elizabeth Holmes, who was sentenced to more than 11 years behind bars. Child, I wonder if any of Elizabeth's sentence is going to get taken down. Is she going to take over for the class once Jen is out? I mean, child, at this point, it looks like if it keeps getting down more and more and more, who knows if Jen will be out by the end of 2025, beginning of 2020. Beginning of 2026. I wonder. Every time we talk about Jen Shah, I keep saying it, but I wonder if Bravo will welcome her back. I guess we'll see. You know that she'd want to come back for sure. You know, there are some people that feel like Jen shouldn't come back. There are some people that feel like she should come back. It would add an interesting layer. When Jen was on the show, because the ladies were so scared of her for whatever reason, scared of her reactions, I felt like she was like a heavy wool, wet blanket over the other ladies, and it smothered the other ladies because every single thing became about Jen and her explosive temper, Jen and how she's the victim. Everything. The show was about Jen. And I felt like the other ladies, either stories or lack thereof, what have you, became smothered by Jen. I feel like without her, the cast has been able to flourish, whether we like them or not, whether we feel like some of them have stories or not. It feels like the cast can breathe without her there. And my concern is if she were to come back, number one, what she did to the elderly. I do know people say redemption, second chances, sticky, because I know if it was my family member, I'd want them made whole. And at the same time, looking at you on TV might be like, but then at the same time, I'd be thinking, yeah, put her back on TV, let her get that check and make sure the check goes directly to the victims. But so I don't know. That's for me. But I don't know. I just feel like if she came back on, of course, majority of the story would be about what? Her being in jail, what she did. Then again, the ladies may like that because then they'd have to tell less of their personal story. That would be their storyline as well. She would be their storyline as well. And that's what I don't want. I don't ever want one cast member to be everybody's story. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I don't feel like every single cast member has to have something dramatic going on in the show. This is just me personally. I don't need every cast member to have drama in their life I really, really don't. Remember, the show started out as aspirational behind the gates. So that was different than drama. And some drama, of course, just came along with it, right? But I just don't want one cast member's story to be everybody's story. That would just be too much. So that's my concern if Jen were to come back to Salt Lake. It would just take over and it would be the Jen Shah show. And I personally don't want that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Jen said, I'm getting this sentence done. Okay. Now, let's talk about lawsuits. Earlier today, we talked about Drake and how Drake had withdrew his petition against Spotify and his record label UMG, Universal Music Group, and then went and filed an actual lawsuit, defamation lawsuit. Well, it looks like UMG has responded back. UMG spokesperson said, not only are these claims untrue, well, let's go back. In case you didn't watch the first video and you're just coming in, Drake is suing UMG, accusing the label of spreading the false and malicious narrative that he is a file by releasing and promoted Kendrick Lamar's hit diss track, Not Like Us. He referred to the song as having inflammatory and shocking allegations, calling it a gold mine for UMG, and claims that his label intentionally wanted to promote Not Like Us and devalue his own music and brand for future leverage and contract negotiations with him. So according to his lawsuit, he said that UMG paid a third party to use bots to increase the song streams by at least 30 million and engaged in a pay for play scheme with at least one radio promoter. So he's accusing them of basically spreading the narrative that he's a PEO file, because that's in the song. He accuses them of intentionally promoting Not Like Us, so that when it comes time for his contract negotiations with them, basically that they could lowball him. And he's accusing them of using a third party, paying a third party to use bots to increase the song stream by at least 30 million and engaging in a pay for play with at least one radio promoter. Now, I said in the other video that for me, in order for Drake to pinpoint these things, it makes me ask the question, has this been done for you with some of your songs? And that's how you know. But anyway, UMG has now released a statement. Their spokesperson said, not only are these claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, let alone Drake, is illogical. We have invested massively in his music, and our employees around the world have worked tirelessly for many years to help him achieve historic commercial and personal financial success. Throughout his career, Drake has intentionally and successfully used UMG to distribute his music and poetry, to engage in conventionally outrageous back and forth rap battles, to express his feelings about other artists. He now seeks to weaponize the legal process to silence an artist's creative expression and to seek damages from UMG for distributing that artist's music. We have not and do not engage in defamation against any individual. At the same time, we will vigorously defend this litigation to protect our people and our reputation, as well as any artist who might directly or indirectly become a frivolous litigation target for having done nothing more than write a song. Sade said, throughout your career, you have intentionally and successfully used us to distribute your music and engaged in conventionally outrageous back and forth rap battle to express his feelings about other artists. And now he seeks to weaponize the legal process to silence an artist's creative expression and to seek damages from UMG for distributing that artist's music. I said, you have engaged in, they say, outrageous, sir, rap battles, and you've used UMG to distribute the music that you made in these rap battles. But now you want to turn around and sue them because you feel like Kendrick got the best of you. This is wild, y'all. And I wonder if this is going to open the door for more artists, for as many artists as saying, wow, like that's a punk move. Can't believe he's doing that. Does that open the door for other artists to now be like, you know what? I'm a sue too. If they feel like they've lost the rap battle. Like, where do we go from here? Where does this go from here? Where does him, if somebody else comes out and makes a diss track against him, is he not going to then make one back with outrageous claims for fear of a lawsuit? Like, did he open the door for more rappers to do this? Now they're taking it, they're taking it from the studio to the court. Like, are you kidding? Like, I just think that's so insane and crazy that this is where it is. And to me, it just, I don't know Drake, ain't never met Drake, haven't had a conversation with him about this or anything else. But to me, I just feel like he's doing this because he feels like Kendrick won the battle, not because he truly feels like there's some shenanigans and unfair play and advantage going on with his music. I don't know. What y'all think? This will be interesting to see. I wonder if Kendrick is going to speak out. I want to read their statement again. Throughout his career, Drake has intentionally and successfully used UMG to distribute his music and poetry, to engage in conventionally outrageous back and forth rap battles to express his feelings about other artists. And now he seeks to weaponize the legal process to silence an artist's creative expression. Again, is he not going to engage in any more rap battles? And if he is he going to use UMG? I wonder if this could cause the label to drop him, or is that something that they contractually can't do because he's like, is there something in his contract saying that he can't, like, if he brings up arbitration or anything legal against him, that they're able to drop him? Like, how is this going to go? And then how will he look to other labels? Will they not want to touch him? Do y'all think this is the end of his rap career? Because let's be clear, he still's got fans and stuff like that. So do y'all think, though, that this might be the end? I guess we'll see. Can you imagine Biggie and Tupac running down to the courthouse to file stuff, you know? Can you imagine Biggie showing up to the courthouse because Tupac said, oh, yep, and the clique you claim, like, West Side, like, come on. Hit him up style, up, I'm going to court. You threatened me. Can you imagine? I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this and what the record label had to say in their defense back. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Miss Jen Shah and her early release. And I know I keep asking, but I want to know, do y'all want to see her back on Salt Lake City? Why or why not? And have any of y'all put money on her books? And let me know what y'all think about Robert Jr. calling his mother castmates sluts from the 90s. Okay, he didn't say 90s, but remember when Portia said at the Canyon, you're a slut from the 90s. Or when Phaedra said, that's old news, slut. I'm going to read Robert Jr.'s story again. By the way, all these sluts on RHWOSLC are not people to look up to. Besides my lovely mother, just because they are rich doesn't mean they're good people. And he put rich in quotes. Sorry for the rant was the next one. All right, y'all. Love y'all so much. Talk to y'all later. See ya.